Alright, you ready to go?
Yeah, where's Kenny?
Dude, I don't know. I've been looking for him.
What you mean, bro? I'm ready.
Justin Bieber, the fever and left. Ay. She know what she need, all she blessed. Ay. Giving my best. Ay. Yeah, I got my heart on my sleeve with a knife in my back. What's with that? Ay. 21.
Yo, let's hurry the hell up. We gotta film.
That's my stat. Ay. Metro made the beat. So
What's up, guys? Welcome to Timeless Talks podcast. This will be the third episode. My name is Isael.
It's David.
And it's Kenneth.
For those of you that don't know, just want to state our names again. And I just wanted to make sure you guys know to subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, like the video, and share the video. Help us out with that,
Isa,
please.
can you just comment on how many views we have and how many subscribers we have real quick?
Yeah, what's up with all these haters? Why are the views kind of high and the subscriptions are at? What are they at right now?
Yeah, it's like we're in the 70 range.
Okay, yeah, 70 something like that.
Also,
Stop being a hater, bro.
the view to like ratio.
Yeah, the view to like ratio
You
is
guys need to
crazy.
start liking our videos, man.
Stop being a hater.
B1 haters. But alright,
B1
anyways,
haters. Anyways, guys, how you guys doing today, man?
we're doing blessed as always. Let's
Doing
go.
blessed, thank God.
Another
a little bit of a
podcast?
late night episode.
Yeah, it's very late night, but I think it's chill. I have
We're still
energy.
gonna get it done, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, feels good, man. We're back with another episode.
How you guys
Feeling good?
enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty nice. We got our first guest.
Yeah,
So,
You just gotta go from there, man.
yeah. I really I liked having our first guest, someone that I kind of know, so that we're much more prepared for like the next person and stuff.
yeah, we just
Yep.
got dollar questions, right?
I really enjoyed that one too. I think it was hilarious, and
Yeah,
we'll touch base on that later
yeah, the pics were
about
crazy.
some people's reactions that we had. But yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, I just want to clarify some statements I made.
So let's but anyways,
We'll
we'll
talk
do
about
we'll
that
do that
later.
later, yeah.
Anyways, guys, the first thing I wanted to jump into today is faith, basically. You know, like basically in general, how you guys incorporate it into your lives and like every aspect and stuff.
I mean, how do you incorporate it, Isa?
I mean, me, I believe I try to live like Christ, basically. Just show it, not by saying, hey, I'm Christian, or hey, I follow God and stuff, but by just showing it, my attitude towards things, how I react to things, you know? That's just how I kind of incorporate it.
Yeah, do you find sometimes the balance is a little, like your balance between life and, I guess, your spiritual relationship sometimes gets unbalanced?
I don't think that, at least for me, it doesn't happen, and I don't think it should happen for anyone, because I think, like, that should be your life. You know, it's not like, I don't think it should be what a lot of people do nowadays, not just our age, but a lot of people. They make it two separate things, you know, their religious life or their relationship with Jesus, and then their actual life. I think your actual life should be Jesus, and I should be able to tell that in anything you actually do, you know?
No, that's actually a really good take. I've never
Yeah.
heard that before.
What about you guys? You know?
I mean, Kenneth, you wanna go ahead?
I'll let you answer this one first.
yeah. I feel like maybe some people could relate to me when it comes to this. You know, didn't grow up in a religious household. You know, my parents were Catholic. But you know, they attended. They were the Easter and Christmas type of Catholics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm very grateful to Isael that he brought me to really have a relationship with Christ. And I'm sure God used you to get to me, and you know, other things that happened. But we'll talk about my testimony another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely makes a difference when, you know, especially when you're working out in the field and you feel like you're in the hot sun, and then, you know, you're kind of almost ungrateful, you know, but you just gotta look forward. You know, you have a job. Thank God you have a job, that you have a roof over your head, that you're able to work and you're able to make money and provide for your family, or whoever it may be. And I feel like that's where my faith kind of comes in a long way, you know, having those hard days where I'm like, man, I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything, and then I think, like, it's almost like conviction hits me. You know, I think,
I feel you.
like, wow, I'm being so ungrateful, you know. There are people out there that don't have any, like, even close to what I have, you know.
Cutting into that, sorry. That reminds me of one time that this really changed my perspective. It was literally a quick, like, 10 seconds video of Andrew Tate, and he was just saying how we don't appreciate the small things, like sitting in traffic. And then one day I was getting really annoyed because I was in traffic, and it just randomly popped up in my head. And ever since then, I think I've just been like a lot more grateful. Like, I'm sitting in traffic, then I'm just thinking, man, like, this thing happened to me the other day, and that really sucked. So, like, thank God all that's going on right now is like, oh, there's traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think we're down to me, I guess, and like work and business and stuff like that, and money related.
I think that in the beginning it was very hard for me to kind of adapt that now I have to really bring God into my finances. You know what I mean? So it's just something that I've been working on. I think I've had to understand that what I have right now, and I guess like, I mean, it's not like I have too much of a high position, but I guess the position that I'm in right now.
No, I think you're pretty blessed.
Yeah. I know I am blessed. I definitely am blessed. So I gotta understand that the position that I have right now is because God gave me the opportunity to give me that, that position, and He could easily take that away from me.
100%.
So I like to give God everything that I have, whether it be finances, my family, my relationship with my girlfriend, my friends, the podcast. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to give everything to God, and I think that's what you guys should strive for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to mention like the finances thing. I'm very grateful for how my finances are, you know. But I almost got to a point where, I don't know if you guys struggled with this, but I felt like I wasn't doing enough. Like my finances weren't where I wanted them to be, and I stop and think 100%. And I'm like, wow, like I'm such an ungrateful like child,
yeah.
I'm not doing too bad for my age, and I'm very thankful to God that He's given me this wisdom. But sometimes I stop and think, I'm like, man, I could be doing more. And so I don't know, and I wanted to ask you guys, is that greed or is that,
I think it's,
is that wrong?
I think that's just an ongoing battle with yourself. I think there's always more to be done, but realistically, like, how much can you really do if you really, like, if at one moment you reach what you, like, I guess is, like, enough, you're always going to want more. Like, there's never going to be how do I say this? Like a moment in time where you're gonna feel like, oh yeah, I did enough for today. Let me just chill.
Yeah, that's why you can't like try and fill yourself up or
Exactly.
feel complete with materialistic things because there's always more to get.
There's always more to be done.
I definitely feel like I struggled with that too.
That always happens.
Anytime I seen like the slightest amount of let's say success in something, and then I felt a little. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing because that's exactly what happens with me.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because I was stuttering.
Oh no.
No, whenever I see the slightest amount of success in something, and then next thing you know, I see some 17-year-old millionaire on TikTok. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I have to get there soon. You know what I mean?
I just stop and think because I'm like, is that morally, like, am I ethically wrong for that?
And it's not ethically wrong. Like I said, I think it's just an ongoing battle with yourself.
Is that? Like,
I think that's natural human behavior to just want more and more, but I think you have to let God work.
Yeah,
in
like
your heart with that.
Exactly, because me and you want a certain thing. Well, us three want a certain thing.
Yeah.
And for like a couple of days, I just couldn't get that out of my mind. I'm like, man, I really want this thing.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I'm almost not being grateful for what I already have.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like it was just eating me up. I'm like, man, I want it.
I think
so bad.
It gets dangerous. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. There'd be times where I have this extreme like desire for it and like this weight over me. I'm like, I have to get this, and it's almost dangerous because sometimes, like, let's say there's like a family gathering or a social event or something, and I would literally be like, I can't go there, like I have to work because I have to get this. It's not even like, oh, I have to be successful in this and that and this. No, like I want this thing and I have to like go and get it, and I think that's where it gets very dangerous.
I think comparison is very, very, very dangerous because I noticed that. It's very weird. I get these spikes in motivations when I see what I want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think everyone gets that.
So especially with this want that, I think we all three of us want, especially when I see it, I find myself that I get this like really weird burst of motivation. But at the same time, you gotta really like, I guess, prioritize what we really, really, really need,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I feel like it almost has to bring us back to ground level, where we got to be thankful for our daily bread, our roof over our head, and just little things like that. So where it keeps me at peace, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I also wanted to ask you guys, because obviously I think you guys are more, you guys have more knowledge than me, biblically and in the Word, Mm-hmm. So I wanted to ask you guys, is it like, how do I word this? Is it like wrong to... Actually, I'll probably touch on that later. I just don't really know how to word it.
I was trying to say, is it wrong to feel that way, to desire more? Like,
wait, what did you just try to say? Just like say like
say
however
whatever
you want to say.
Yeah, because I feel like
Like, are you trying to say
I feel almost bad asking God for this want that I want, right?
Yeah.
You're asking if it's bad to like want to be successful monetarily? Like, is that your
Yeah,
question?
like financially.
No, I don't
like-
think it's
like
bad at
I
all.
want to be like a
I
millionaire.
Think,
you know?
I think like money is like a tool. Like, it only enhances who you are. So if you're like I think in my opinion, like if you're a douchey person now, you're just gonna become more douchey with money. But that's why I think that God really takes his time to molding you who you are before giving you a large sum of money or, you know, giving you what this want that you've been asking for. That's
I think you
But-
still have to be careful with that though, because
I agree. I wanted to say
like the Bible
something
says, you
after.
can't have two masters.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
can't.
serve two
yeah,
masters.
of course.
And you could have your faith in God and, you know, worship and pray and all this and all that, and you could still unknowingly be serving two masters at the same time.
Yeah, I wanted to touch base on your mom was saying something yesterday that kind of hit me, you know?
Yeah.
Your mom said something along the lines of wealth and finances isn't a sign that he's a man of God, almost. It was something along those lines.
100%. There's
She
evil
said,
people
you
with
know a
money.
man by their fruits. And in my head, like, fruits could also be wealth. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
know a man by their fruits. Like,
Fruits
wealth, obviously.
fruits could also be murder. Fruits could be anything that comes out. Like, you know a man by their fruits. I saw him murder someone. That was his fruits. And I know him because of that.
So I look at Jamie because, you know, he's one of my mentors. So I just want to see
He's your life coach?
if he's like, you know, if we're biblically right.
No,
on some
because
of
yeah,
these
that's
things.
the phrase. It doesn't just go for money. I know a man by their fruits. Fruits could mean a little bit of money or a lot of money, or it could mean this thing or that thing.
Yeah, but like that's what I went. Okay, like you know a man by their fruits, and I usually look at it in a positive way. Like if he's doing well financially, I'm like, okay, like he's obviously doing well. Like and he talks about Christ. That means he's doing really well with Christ. Like his relationship with Christ is strong.
That doesn't have to.
But
mean
your
that.
mom made me think about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really understand where she was like, you really know a man by their fruits with... She said something else, but I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. That kind of did
Touch
me, I guess.
That actually makes me think. I really don't. Something you gotta think about.
Yeah, I think it's just or the way I think about it, at least, is almost... I'll put this in a way that I kind of comprehend it. There's just laws to life that are already... They're set in stone and they're done. Because obviously, there's evil people with money. There's people that do horrible, wicked things on a daily and that have a lot of money. You know, obviously they're not followers of Christ. But there's just set in stone laws. If you work hard and you work diligently, the Bible speaks about this because there's sections about all types of things, and one of them is money. You know, a lot of people think it's not okay to be a Christian and have money, and which it completely is. I don't know why people have this mindset of wanting to be poor. But yeah, there's just set in stone laws where, like, if you work hard and you work diligently, you're going to be successful in it. You know what I mean? So just because you're not following Christ, because these are rules, these are laws that God already placed in the Bible. You know, a man will reap what he sows. Whatever it is you sow into life. Like, we have this concept nowadays, it's called karma nowadays, or whatever, a law of attraction. Whatever it is that people call it out there, but it all roots from God. You reap what you sow. You know, that's like the original saying. That's exactly what happens. And I think no matter if you're an evil person, if you're a great person, you will reap what you sow. If you sow hard work, you will reap the benefits of that. If you sow laziness, you're going to reap the benefits or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was really hard for me to understand that, like, you will reap what you sow. Like, I did not want to give any money to my church.
Yeah.
I think you said knows that. I think you guys
Yeah,
know
in the
that.
beginning was really...
It's just hard to open up to, like, new ideas. But I guess I learned the hard way that it's a necessity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've had my most, I guess, quote unquote, I don't know, success financially when I do bring everything to God. Like, when I'm apart from God, I notice a shift in my attitude towards things. I get lazier.
Yeah.
I get more sluggish.
Yeah.
So it's just very important to just have God. You know, apart from even finance, it's just important to have God in whatever you're trying to achieve. You know what I mean? Isa, actually, really quick question. Do you think hard work is more important than consistency?
What do you mean by that?
So, do you think, like, let's say you work on something once a week, right?
Yeah.
Really hard on it
Uh-huh.
for, like, let's say 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
Just one day. Do you think that's better than putting in 2 hours every single day? Because I think consistency...
Do they almost, like, correlate with each other?
They
'Cause if
correlate.
you're consistent, you're hardworking.
Yeah.
I think you need both, but consistency is definitely the key.
I agree.
Like, I feel like it sounds so simple because you're so used to people like saying it online, like just be consistent, just do it every day. But, or at least in my personal life, like I realized that things can be simple but not easy. You know what I mean? It's very simple. It's a concept of just showing up every single day to whatever it is you're doing, but it's not easy. And consistency, it's just you show up every day and one day something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's like you're waiting for this opportunity, but if you're not even at the place where this opportunity was eventually gonna show up, it doesn't matter if it was gonna show up tomorrow or in 1,000 days. If you showed up every day, either tomorrow or 1,000 days from now, you were gonna be there for the opportunity. So I think consistency is definitely key in anything you do.
I agree. Like you said, like simple is almost hard, is what you said.
No,
No, you
it can be simple but not easy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Simple
okay.
can be hard.
Yeah, simple can be hard. So I kind of noticed that with when I'm trying to lose weight, it's simple. Just eat less.
Yeah.
Watch what you eat.
Yeah.
But I'm so like I'm not taking care of my temple as well as I should be.
Yeah.
Cause it's simple. Just eat less. Watch what you eat. But it's like almost like there's so much temptation with foods. Like I'm such a fatty, bro. I literally like I can't look at a chocolate bar. If there's a chocolate bar right there, bro, like I'm just gonna keep looking at it. And I'm like, bro, it's just one chocolate bar.
No, I feel
So,
you,
yeah.
No,
I agree
definitely.
with you.
I like when I was on that bulk, that was the most success I'd seen at the gym until previously. Why? Because I was consistent. Eventually, thank God, we had a friend of ours that he knew a lot about hypertrophy and how to train correctly, basically. And thank God, because of him, I had the knowledge. I just wasn't seeing results eventually because I wasn't being consistent. And I realized I started being consistent every day. Because it's very easy. It's literally the information is online. It's on YouTube. How to gain weight, how to go on a bulk, be on a surplus of calories every single day. It's very simple. But actually getting that much food in, taking the time to track your food, getting a little scale and tracking your stuff. Once I started doing that and being very consistent, I'm like, okay, so the only difference between me failing back then and seeing success now is now I'm being consistent. And I've seen that in so many things in my life.
You think consistency is more important than hard work?
Definitely. Also, even in your relationship with God, consistency can be important because there's been times in my life, you know, where I feel great. I feel on fire for God. Read a bunch of chapters in the Bible, prayed for a bunch of people, talked to a bunch of people about God, whatnot. But the times where my relationship is truly closer to God is the days where I'm like tired, where it's been a long period of time, whether it's days or weeks or months, I'm tired or whatnot. All right, let me at least read one chapter today. Let me at least read 2 chapters today. And then it just builds up over time. And it's just like, okay, so I've been reading this chapter every single day, though. I'm just doing it every single day.
Yeah, it just complements.
And it complements, yeah. You know, my relationship's just closer.
I agree. Your dad used a very good analogy. I know you're talking about your parents, but they're really wise. He said, as a Christian, you have to be more like water than a soda, because you see, if you fill up this cup of water with this cup, right? And I think you could correct me if I'm wrong, right? Yeah. Dude, that actually blew my mind too. Yeah. Because Christians nowadays, right? You fill up this cup of with soda, David, and you see that, right? And what mostly fills up that cup when you fill it up with soda? That
upper half portion before you
foam, right? That almost like carbon. And that's kind of how like Christians are, you know? They reach this emotional level and then they kind of start coming back down. As a Christian, I think you should be like water. Yeah. Because when you fill up this cup of water, what is it going to do?
You know it's filled up 100%. Yeah.
And I think that's where consistency comes in. You know, it's more important than just having this one like fire like Sunday where you were just like, wow, like you were like going crazy, you know, you were flowing in the spirit and all that. And I think you're right.
That's why it's really important to stick with God even in your turmoil, you know, like even when life's bad and life's like not going like well. Yeah, it's really important to have God in that whole process. And even when it's good, like even if it's good, people like let go of God, even if it's really like, really good, because people don't realize how fast it can be taken away. And I think that's something that I've also realized.
Definitely.
You know? Do you think you have strong faith even when you have problems, or no? Both of you
guys. Yeah, because I feel like, as many people, you know, I've noticed also a trend when there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. People that have never talked about Christ, they're praying. Yeah. They're praying. They're like, oh, guys, pray for me. But you don't see them acting in that
Mhm.
like way, you know, on
Yeah.
their day-to-day lives. So I feel like mostly just, you know, I'm just as the same as them. When I have problems, that's when I'm mostly, you know, and I'm trying to work on that when I'm doing good, you know, also be as thankful, if not more thankful.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people forget about God when they're doing well and their finances are well, their family's well.
Yeah.
But when they're in a problem, people that you've never even knew were Christian or whatever they were, they're like, man, pray for me, pray for my family,
Yeah.
which, you know,
Yeah.
thank God they're like trying to seek
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
but, you know, is it for the right?
Yeah.
Is it for the right reason?
It's
Exactly.
just for the benefit, I guess.
A lot of people talk. I feel like a lot of people preach saying stick with God even when times are bad. But I just every time I hear that, like when a pastor says that or something, I feel like people most stick with God when things are going bad.
Exactly.
So not that I disagree with them, but I'm just like I feel like they should just say it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
yeah, I think the most that I've struggled is almost when things are going too good in my life,
I
and I
almost-
start
I
to
always get that sense of like overthinking.
self-dependency. I'm like, okay, I got through it, and I'm good now. You know what I mean? And it's the times where you're closer to God is when everything's not so great.
Do you
And
guys
then-
ever have these moments where like everything's going like super good, like super good, and then you're like, dude, it's a matter of time for something happens.
Bro,
It's bad.
Yeah,
that actually-
Something bad happened. Dude.
You and me were talking about that the other day that we have to just pray about that, bro, because whenever things seem to be going like very very well, it's like this anxiety that just comes like, all right, something horrible's about to happen, like something
Dude,
and it's just
The devil
constant.
about to get your ass.
Literally, no, like it could just be anything, like whatever, whether it's in the business or whether it's in fitness or like friendships or relationships and stuff. Something's just going very well, and it's just like an attack on my mind. Like, okay, something's about to go horribly wrong. Let me get myself prepared for
Oh
this.
my goodness.
And it doesn't let you sleep. It's just
Dude, like 3 months ago, I was really like, I guess consistent, you know, with my whole thing that I have going on. I remember this one day, I think we were hanging out. I think earlier in the day, I was like, no, bro, something bad gotta happen. Something bad happen.
exactly.
I was like, either I'm gonna like, something bad's gonna happen in my business, something bad's gonna happen to me. I just don't know. But that always happens to me. There's like a word for that. I don't know what it's called. I forgot. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I saw it
Imposter
online.
syndrome?
Huh?
Imposter
That's
syndrome?
another thing, no?
Oh, okay.
What
No,
is
never
that?
mind, never mind.
What is imposter?
That's like when you don't feel deserving of where you've gotten or what you have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I feel like sometimes I have almost
Sometime.
like guilt like that.
Yeah, some type of
Where I'm
guilt.
like, dang, like people have it worse, and I'm still almost like ungrateful
Yeah,
sometimes.
like people have it worse, and I still want like so much more. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes I have that feeling.
Yeah, not for you. I think you have to be very very careful with that, because at least me personally, in my let's just say at least in the business, let's say something's going like very well, and then something bad happens, but it's not that bad. I almost like that almost to the point where like, okay, well, whatever was bad that was gonna happen, like it happened. I'm like, thank God, okay, it happened. This was the bad that I was waiting to happen. Now let's go back on this like upscale thing, and it's just I think it's psychotic almost.
Do you guys ever have like that like kind of desire for stress or no? Like desire to like be a little stressed out.
In what way? Because I like being stressed, like with my business. Like, you know,
That's what I mean.
Like if my business is stressed out, that means it's doing good. You know.
Like,
Yeah.
do you ever have
But
that like
I mean, it could be another thing, but
like
Yeah, or it could be failing, but you know, rebuke that.
yeah, I mean, I guess this is my question. Do you guys ever just enjoy the feeling of being slightly stressed or being slightly like
I like being busy. I like
hot,
staying
like
busy.
do you like kind of like that feeling where you just feel like a lot of pressure in a sense?
I feel like before I kind of used to try and almost
Avoid
run away
Yeah.
from that or avoid that. I don't think I ever desire the feeling, but when it's there,
Do you embrace it?
I feel like I embrace it
Yeah.
because I know if I get through it, I know the results of it. I think I said in our first episode how I like doing hard things. When
Yeah, you
something
said
gets
that.
very hard or complicated, where like whatever it is, it doesn't just have to be about business. Whether it's a relationship or something happened to a family member or whatever it is, and I just don't know what to do. I like that feeling.
Yeah.
I like that feeling. Now I'm just like, okay, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna handle this.
Yeah,
you know?
I heard this. I don't know. I think somebody actually close to me said this. They were like, "You get paid in proportion to how many problems you can solve." And I
Yeah.
think that's very true. I think the more problems you have, I
Wow.
think
Yeah.
the more well off you slightly are.
Definitely.
In a sense.
So how do you guys like? What's your go-to situation or like list when something's bad happening in your life or a problem or anything that really happens? How do you bring God into it?
I mean, I think the best thing I could do in that moment. I remember I was going through this kind of like, I guess, problem you could say, And I think the first thing I like did was generally give thanks to God for what I already have. I think gratitude is like, it's so important, and like praise is very important in like the midst of, I guess, all these issues or these problems. My like the problems that I have are like nothing compared to what problems that other people have. But I think we get used to like this like
Your world.
Yeah,
Your
your
world,
world.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you get so comfortable. Like you just get so comfortable in what you're doing that when something little pops up, you think it's the end of the world. So
Yeah.
I just realized that that's an issue that I also have to fix. But I mean, I just try to give thanks to God for what I already have, and
Yeah.
just try to have patience in His process and know that His process is perfect.
I feel like
Yeah.
after... Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to answer the question, so I was very eager. I kind of feel like, like I kind of observe a lot of the people around me, and I'm very thankful God put us, together. The word says, what is bonded by God cannot be broken.
You know?
Bro's talking about it like a relationship.
And I take a lot from a lot of people around me. And when I was first first going to church and kind of trying to have a relationship with Christ, I guess you could say, I would still almost kind of like have these like little rage moments. And then I started hanging more around Isa and like stuff. And when like the littlest thing would go wrong, he'd be like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But he'd almost like tweak out. Jesus, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Like if like something random happened with his family, he had to be somewhere
He still
at
does
an
that.
inconvenient time. He would just be like, oh my freaking goodness. Thank you, God. Thank you. So like little things like that, like you realize like in the midst of the problem, thank God, stop,
Yeah.
And I know it's very hard, a lot of people are very emotional nowadays. They almost can't control their own emotions,
Yeah.
And just kind of take a step back and realize what's the actual issue. Like, okay, it's one or two things. You either can control it or you can't control it. If you can control it, do something about it. If you can't,
What are you mad about?
what are you mad about?
Yeah.
Stop and like kind of take a step back, be like, thank you, Lord, for this problem. Like you just got to be thankful for everything, like the problems, your emotions. Just be thankful for it all. And I think it'll show later down the line, it'll definitely add more to your character and your faith and everything.
Yeah, I think being calm and collected is very important. I'm
Definitely.
pretty emotional, so it's hard for me. It's kind of hard for me.
Yeah, this guy's, he used to be very kind of
Was a tweaker.
I guess hot-headed, I guess you could say.
I don't think so. I don't think I was that hot-headed. But I think I'm pretty patient. Like, well, I think even then I was pretty patient. Like, I take a lot from people. You don't think so? I believe so. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being
We can
biased.
agree to disagree.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
agree.
Did something happen?
No, but I was gonna say, that ever since I started like just incorporating that into my life more about being grateful and stuff, when I'm having conversations with other people, especially when it's people my age, I feel like a little bit more understanding of it. I'm like, yeah, I get it, we're all young and like we can get, but when I talk to older people and they complain to me about their problems, when I talk to older people and they complain to me about their problems, and I know someone else's like 10 times worse problem, and they're like genuinely tweaking out about it, and I know you can't look at other people's problems and whatnot, I almost get annoyed. Obviously that's not how I react towards them, but I almost get annoyed inside. Like, what are you tweaking about?
Yeah, I had this lady at the DMV today. She's quote unquote said, she's like, I'm so tired, I'm trying to get out of here. She said that, bro. And I looked her straight in the face and I was like, ma'am, I hope you gotta get out of here soon. Dude, you're in AC. You're like, in the most respectful way, I think that job isn't that stressful in my opinion. I'm not sure, maybe it is that stressful.
Yeah.
But she was being that serious. She's like, I'm so tired, I want to get out of here. And I was like, I guess to each their own, but it's pretty interesting. People have it pretty
especially, I'm sorry, but especially like I've had things happen to me where it's like I get like an hour of sleep, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that, or something less because I was just busy or something. And then someone comes to me and they're like complaining. They're like, bro, my gosh, I only slept like 6 hours last night, dude. It's so annoying. My mom wanted to go to this dinner to eat something, and I just stare at them. Like, I'm not, obviously I don't act on it. I'm just staring at them, and I'm like, wow, man, that's tough. I think, it's not that big of a problem, though. I think you'll be okay, but
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not gonna.
You still gotta almost like kind of be understanding and show them
Yeah,
love,
100%,
but you just
yeah.
want to smack them.
Yeah, 100%. Not for you.
Yeah.
Man.
Sorry, guys. Anyways,
I wanted to touch a little bit on
You want to touch base?
yeah, thank you.
Nice. Touch base, guys.
This guy loves touching base.
he does love touching base.
On do you guys think what do you think the Matrix is, and do you think it's real?
Like
Like the Matrix, the word everybody uses.
yeah, I think it's real, but I think it's an exaggeration of kind of like the people in control almost, because obviously there has to be something beyond a president or anything. People that are actually in control of
Yeah.
the actual economy and like all that. Like a lot of people, in my opinion,
Yeah.
this is all skeptical. I think a lot of people think that it has to do
Rose's
with.
not waking up tomorrow.
I think a lot of people thinks that it has to do with like political parties and things like that, and I think a huge part of it plays with the people actually in power, like these. I don't know if they sold their souls or what's going on back there. It probably is, but they're really what's in control of everything, and they don't want certain people in office because they could get exposed. They want their little lab rats to be in control, and I think not just economically, just with everything, things that they're spreading, the media's, what they're feeding the youth nowadays, everything that's going on wrong with the world, because obviously we're seeing it now, like just a lot of crazy things, and the Bible does talk about that. There will be some very unexpected things that are going to happen, and I think to a certain level, I think the word matrix is used to kind of like almost like touch or like kind of make it relatable. But it's definitely I believe it's.
I don't think there's a doubt about it. I think it's
You
definitely
do?
real. No, I think it's definitely real. Yeah. The word matrix is so funny to me. I love that word. I love like the Matrix, but I think it's an exaggeration of what it actually is. I'm not sure, like I guess who's really in control.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of the times there's people advocating, I guess, against like what's going on in this world, and a lot of times what happens. So did you guys see the new Trump assassination attempt?
Yeah.
Did you see the letter that came out after?
No.
He basically had a whole letter right after saying that whoever could finish, quote unquote, finish the job will get like $150,000.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's so much hatred, bro, in
think
this
that's
world.
The Matrix.
I think
Do you think
there's
it's
so
Matrix?
much wickedness.
I mean, like I know what it's generally used for, but for me, I call anything that tries to like stop me from getting to where I want to get, like the Matrix.
Yeah.
You
Andrew
just
No, like
just
if I
you
I mean,
stopping you where you want to get to isn't
No,
that a bit selfish?
quite literally. No, not in a selfish way. Like I'll use it with you guys as well. Like literally anyone. Like if I feel lazy and I don't feel like doing something, I'll be like, yeah, it's the Matrix.
Nah, bro.
Let me get up.
I get this from my mom. Everything that goes wrong, she's like, yeah, it's a freaking devil. It's a devil. So whenever I'm on, I'm on my phone, I'm like working, I get on TikTok, I'm like, yeah, it's a devil. You need to get off this.
Bro, I feel like people give the devil too much credit.
It's for your own laziness.
Yeah, like dog, you're just being lazy. Like, oh man, the devil's trying to touch my finances, bro. Get a job.
Bro just gambled his life savings away.
Bro, like I'll have people, I've had people talk to me and stuff like that. Like, yeah, man, the devil's trying to attack me. I'm like, bro, you got up off of your bed last night at 2 in the morning to go to this place. And you're saying that's the devil, bro.
People doing crazy things like every night. They're just, on porn websites and all this.
Yeah, like,
Oh, the devil's trying to give. No, he already has you, bro. He already has you. He's not worried about you, bro.
that's all you, big bro. He's not worried about you. He already got you where he needs you.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're trying to say to an extent. That
Yeah,
you do
no,
blame
like
everything.
it's a situation like, oh man,
my computer said.
this girl's the devil, bro. Like you texted her. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
And talking about the media.
I think Matrix is like a new term, no? Like I don't think I guess
I
the
think it's
idea of like the Matrix is it's like
I think it's a
pretty,
very old term, but I think Andrew Tate brought it back.
Popularized it.
Popularized it.
I agree.
I don't doubt it either. Yeah.
Talking about the media, Sean Combs. I wanted to
Free P.
take on that a
Free
little
him.
bit, and
Who?
He stands alone on that
Puff Daddy.
statement.
Pop Daddy?
Yeah.
He stands alone on that
I
statement.
mean,
So
bro, it's allegations, bro. There's nothing concrete.
Again, he stands alone on that
Why is
statement.
there oil, baby oil, in his apartment?
It's
What-
allegations,
it
bro.
was,
It's
one
the
of his
Matrix.
I believe one of his mansions was raided, or a couple of his mansions were raided.
Yeah.
And there's some crazy allegations. I feel like a lot of people are gonna go down with him.
Yeah.
If they don't,
They're
if they,
allegations at this
if they, don't- yeah, no, they're probably not allegations. But if
You think a lot of people are
a
gonna?
lot,
evidence.
100%, a
I
lot
don't-
of people are
I
gonna go
really
down
don't
with
think
him.
so, bro. Like,
There has to, or unless he gets killed or something, or he suicides
he's
or
gonna
something.
suicide.
What do you think about that? Like, how do you think that started with him? Like, what's his cause for all this? If this is true.
I believe there's a lot of weird stuff on in like the whole music and Hollywood industry with just rituals and all that. Like
There's some interesting stuff.
them just being, I guess they're having their own little. When you don't have a moral compass, and you have money, you almost like Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah, you kind of lose it. Like you just get
kinda
bored.
You don't
like,
have a moral compass, so you're like.
Yeah.
Like you have money, you have everything you want. So
Like, what is there to do now?
What's gonna fill you? You know,
yeah.
like Jeffrey
Kids.
Epstein had a thing for
Kids.
for kids. You know,
Yeah.
and I guess Puff Daddy did
He did too.
with men or with none of
crazy.
that. But I think again, like that's where Christ comes in. You know, if you don't have a moral compass, you could have all this money and still feel empty. But hey,
So
still
what's
give me
his whole
money.
thing?
though.
Is he like gay or what?
There's some
know.
crazy
There's
allegations
some
going
crazy
on.
allegations. I don't know.
I heard he's mad cool with Justin Bieber.
Oh, that whole did you see? Apparently, like, it was over 1,000 gigabytes or something like that of videos of him with celebrities and all that the FBI has.
Oh,
Wow.
that's wild.
That's pretty interesting.
1,000 gigabytes. I just want you to understand
Who's
his
someone
videos.
you hope is not on there?
Honestly, take them all down. I'm just kidding.
I hope that Drake's not in there, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Drake.
I hope
He's-
Drake's not on there.
You remember what I told you about Drake the other day?
That's cap.
Wait, what did he say? What did he tell you about Drake?
He said something about some rumors found of him messing with what was it?
No, he was talking to...
A minor?
No, he was talking to Diddy. He was talking to him about how basically, I'm saying in Christian terms, he was passing down the mantle.
What does that mean?
That's cap. I looked it up what he said and I couldn't find it anywhere. I had to find out for myself.
Guys, if I find the clip, I'm rolling it in.
He's
You gotta
so
put
legit.
it
If he
you
finds
gotta
the clip,
put it
he's
in
gonna
the-
roll
in the
it.
video.
He's not
He's
gonna
so
find the
legit.
clip.
And if he doesn't, then
Aubrey
it's-
wouldn't do that.
You're just mad it wasn't you, Lisa.
You're tripping, bro.
Issa wanted to be in those freak offs with Drake.
Catch the freako charge with Diddy.
Yeah, but bro, like it's crazy how a lot of people did talk about like Eminem and Cat Williams. They spoke about it, you know. I
Yeah.
think Cat Williams said if P Diddy wants to party, you gotta tell him no.
You
You
gotta
know.
tell him
he also
no.
talked about like turning down millions of dollars and yeah, it's crazy what people will do for millions of dollars, right? He said.
Yeah, no, like, I think it's
Oh, my bad, Gabe.
Yeah, my bad. I want to talk to him. I think it's kind of disgusting, like, the things people do for millions of dollars.
Millions.
They do these things for millions of dollars. They sell themselves, their dignity, their souls. I think it's just completely and utterly disgusting.
Kinda. You know.
But, you know, it's still disgusting. Like, I get it. It's a lot of money and whatnot, but it's still
I get it.
disgusting.
You know.
Let's bring back God into this conversation. Jeez, man. Wow.
Yeah.
What do you guys, this is a random subject switch, but what do you guys think about cancel culture?
Oh, we kind of switch on that quick, but
You gotta be careful what I say here. Okay, go ahead.
No, like, you can involve this with
like,
the
what do you
big-
mean? Like, what do you mean? What do we think about cancel culture? I think that's very broad.
What do you think about cancel culture? Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy?
I think
Would
it's
we be
unhealthy.
better- Would we be better with or without it?
To a certain extent,
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
it's
I think
unhealthy.
I think pedos should get there. Like Tyler's okay, not to the point where Tyler said, but I think people that are actually like doing wickedness, like real wickedness,
Yeah.
like should definitely have some sort of accountability.
Okay, but there's like cancel culture, like
Yeah, cancel culture has to do with everything, though, no, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but what does the pedos like have to do with the cancel culture? Like
David, like P. Diddy, bro, sleeping with underage kids, or
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Or like people like that sleeping with underage kids.
No,
That's where I think cancel culture should step in.
But you don't think like people? You don't think pedos get like already canceled? Like they're already like.
Yeah, but
Hated
that's
it
still
enough, no?
whether
That's
they
a
do it or
part
not.
of it,
It's a
no?
part of cancel culture. That's what he's
Mhm.
trying to say. Like cancel.
I
culture
think
is a
you
very
just,
broad
I
thing.
think you have it very kind of general.
Narrow
Where
it
it's
down.
like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy said the N word, cancel him off the internet.
No,
Yeah.
like my thought process behind cancel culture is like this idea that there's like no free speech. I guess that's just a wrong way to look at it.
That's a very narrow
That's-
point of
so
view.
what?
very
Okay,
narrow.
what wouldn't be a narrow point of view on it?
A more eagle's eye view is like
Like what I said.
like
with
what he
everything.
said, like canceling. That's not something that should be socially acceptable. Being a pedophile or anything
Yes,
like that.
things that are not acceptable under like.
Do you
know.
think it's socially acceptable to
What?
be a pedophile?
I don't
What?
think it's socially
What did he
acceptable
say?
at
I'm saying
all.
I'm asking you if it's socially acceptable.
I don't think it
No?
should be socially acceptable at all, but it is definitely being pushed out.
Really?
If you just see,
Yeah,
if
that's
you just see
crazy.
the laws being made, and like being executed, it's just in the slightest way. Yeah, like executed. There's laws being passed, executed. They're in the slightest way, like being in favor of
That's crazy,
that type of
dude.
stuff.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super wicked. And talking about like cancel culture, I think we had some comments on our guest, including I just wanted to talk about my experience. My sister texted me watching the last podcast. By the way, thank you, Tyler. It was great having
We
you.
loved having.
I think
you
we
on,
had a
Tyler.
blast. I
He's
loved
actually
I
a
loved
really
everything
good.
he
I
said.
wanted to touch base on this.
This guy.
Touch-
I wanted to
touch-
touch base on this. He's actually a really great person, amazing person. But my sister texted me. She was like, "I don't like this guy. He's awful." I was like, "I think you're being very narrow-minded." But I think some of the comments that he made were very almost. They were almost right, but a little bit kind of narrow, almost closed-minded, almost very almost ignorant. Not
Yeah.
that he's an ignorant person, but the way he expressed them, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
I feel like I also, you said from your sister, but me from like multiple people telling me that they were trying to find his Instagram. Thank God he's like an off the grid guy. There were people telling me they were trying to find his Instagram to go spread some hate.
That's crazy. Are you serious?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
watch that last pod.
I don't think he's
If you met
I
him in
think he's
person,
just
he's
like you said, it's a little bit of ignorance, because I don't think he's just had the experiences and like I don't think he's gone through the life lessons and experiences to like better express what he's actually trying to say. You know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
agree. Like, she really didn't agree with this kind of like the whole. He's a great businessman, right?
he is a great businessman.
He's a great
Yeah.
businessman, as you could tell. You know a man by their fruits.
Mhm.
But his kind of, I guess the word could be ideology.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or his ideology behind like women and children and all that is that's where I would say it was ignorant.
It's very
Yeah.
shut off and limited to his personal experiences.
Yeah, almost like conservative, like old 60s type vibes.
Yeah.
Beating women and all.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, I feel like I could see that. I almost try and understand people's like point of views, because also the people that were like hating and stuff, I could see how they weren't seeing his point of view at all, because I feel like someone could tell me something completely different from what I believe, and even if I completely disagree with you, I can see exactly where you're coming
So
from. You
it's
know,
like
I'll
seeing the benefit and the doubt.
yeah, I'll see the benefit and the doubt. I'm like, I think that's completely wrong, but I'm not gonna be mad at you because I completely understand why you think that way. You know what I mean? I completely understand why you
He
think
just
that.
made comments based on his personal experience.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying also the people that disagreed
Not
with it
just
as well.
him. He said, quote unquote, yeah, but I've seen some good women managers. David here says,
Yeah.
really?
I mean, it's the same way
He
people
said he
take.
was surprised about it too.
He said, I'm surprised.
It's the same way that people take out of context what I said. I mean, I just don't think that.
Elaborate
woman,
on that.
I don't think that woman could be. I don't think a woman could be in the spot of a president as of right now, and people just took it out of context. They think I don't think. I think that people. Some women make great managers. I apologize for that comment. But I don't think all women. I don't think all women make great managers. I don't think that at all. I've met some really bad
Neither do
women.
all
The
men.
same way-
Neither
I
do
was
all
gonna
men.
say the same with men.
Do near the all men, and people took that out of context. I said surprisingly, maybe he has met some great women managers. So I'm closed off to my personal experience. I've met very few good woman managers. Have you guys met good woman managers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Have you got what's some
usually
good experiences with women?
Usually, I actually want to touch base on this.
Oh my goodness! Wait, actually, I have met one. Isn't your cousin a manager at Old Navy?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, if
But
Ashley's watching
I
this, she makes a great manager.
Yeah,
I
I love you. I think that if I'm not mistaken, at restaurants or at retail stores, they will purposely, I think, will have more women managers because women are more kind of like sweeter, I guess.
Yeah, better
they're
at
easy-
If
customer
I'm not
service.
mistaken, I believe that is
Really?
true.
Yeah,
Because
better at customer service.
They're better at customer service
Yeah.
Really?
than men, you know?
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take. Actually, I'm not gonna take that back. I still stand on it. Hopefully, I have some better experiences with women. But I do think in the presidential.
Can we spam like L. David in the
I
chat?
mean, you guys spam whatever you
Remember
want.
the
I
first
still love you
episode?
guys.
Misogynistic.
King David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just.
Spam whatever you want. I just want more
I hope
comments.
you
I'm
guys
sorry.
understood my last comment. You know, I love. I would love to see a qualified presidential candidate be a woman, but I haven't.
As of right now, you don't think so.
As of right now, I don't think so.
So, what do your girlfriend feel about the comments that you made
I mean,
and Tyler made?
My girlfriend thought that the comments that I made were valid. She didn't disagree with them. What did she think about Tyler's point of view?
Yeah.
I didn't ask her, to be honest. I mean, she thought the podcast was great. She did like the. What did your girlfriend think?
My girlfriend thought the podcast was amazing. I think she's a bit more mature and she didn't necessarily disagree, but she's also very understanding.
Yeah.
So she kind of like tried to see where he was coming from, which is where I see where I could see why people obviously didn't agree with him. But I think he was trying to say that, like, as of right now, he just didn't see a woman president being able to lead our country, you know,
Yes.
being able to lead the biggest and best country in the world.
Same way I don't either. So, yeah.
Yeah, and, but him saying women can't lead is, like I said, almost ignorant.
Yeah.
You know, I think women can lead in certain aspects that men can't lead. And I also think that men can lead in certain aspects of life that women can't lead.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think that's what he was also trying to say with that. Maybe,
I
don't know. I can't speak for him.
I'm speaking about managing in a professional setting. Okay, so I don't want any words twisted here. I'm talking about professional setting. Hopefully, you guys,
Was traumatized.
give me some layaway there. But
Yeah.
No, definitely. I think there's things I don't want to say roles. There are attributes of women that are better than men's, and attributes of men that are better than women.
You know what? One of the best photographers I've met is a woman. It's a woman. Yeah, it's actually a woman. So I apologize.
You heard that, Jamie?
I apologize, Jamie. You might be in second place. But yeah, the best photographer I've met, like, that I know, is a woman. So you know what? Maybe I do have to have an open
How
mind.
is she related to you?
Huh?
How is she related to you?
I just know her.
You know her through
Yeah.
the
So it's my girlfriend's brother.
wife?
Wife. Correct.
So she's basically your family leader person.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Might be a little
So
biased
Yeah, I have
there.
seen her
family
work.
bias now.
She's pretty.
I don't think I'm biased. I don't think I'm biased at all because I actually remember her long before I was together with my girlfriend, and I think she was, regardless, a really good
That's
photographer.
awesome. We should
Yeah.
have her on a podcast.
No, we I think we honestly will. I don't doubt that we will. She's actually a really cool person to talk to. So hopefully, if you're seeing this, I think you're a great leader.
Wow.
Let's keep going.
Drawing back into kind of the start of this conversation with the cancel culture. What do you guys? Because I've seen a lot of like influencers or people who I used to watch how their channels just like got completely destroyed in the times where it was real famous to like hate on people for certain things. Like, what do you guys think about that? That whole, what David classifies as cancel culture,
Well, you don't classify that as cancel?
It is part of cancel culture, but like I'm saying that like that's the specifically what you believe is
I
cancel
think
culture.
the people that deserve to genuinely got canceled, I think they deserved it. But I think the people that almost got canceled for like almost of a ignorant or petty reason,
Yeah.
I think from the ones that I heard, like I think they almost made like a little bit of a comeback, like I think just like people bringing up past things, like saying past things, like I don't know. I think a couple people got canceled for like saying derogatory terms at a young age, like 15, 16.
The N-word?
Yeah, or like there's also some derogatory terms towards like Jews and other people, things like that. I heard that people got like canceled for.
Who would say so?
Would we
But,
get,
like,
we get like banned for saying the N-word on here, or like a mark or anything like that?
I don't.
I really don't know.
I think we should still be.
Let's not
prepared.
risk it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I never
yeah.
say that. Yes.
Like things like that, I think are very.
What?
Anyways, drawing back. Let's go back to touching the base on what we were talking about.
Wait,
yeah.
Issa, why are you laughing again?
No, just your little statement.
Are you trying to get me even more canceled, man? What's going on here?
Man.
Anyways, drawing back. Come on. I think those are very petty reasons. Like, bro, like people could be like 15 and they're like 25 now.
Yeah.
Getting, bro, this guy said the N word or this guy said the C word or
So
something like that.
yeah.
I think that's very like dumb.
So let's just say hypothetically, right? If somebody found, some dirt on you saying things like that, do you think you should get canceled?
People could do what they want as long as people are talking. I was kidding. No, again, whatever happens, happens.
But do you think you should get canceled?
Well, I think I should get
Do you
canceled.
think you're deserving of getting
Illegible. Are you
I
illegible?
think no. I'm not trying to say I've said some crazy things. I've probably said some crazy things. I know I have actually. Each and every single person has said some crazy things. So just because I'm on the internet doesn't stop you from getting canceled now. I mean, I think everyone's definitely said some things. So
That's fair, yeah. I mean,
I don't think nobody's ever been not like I don't like when certain people say they can't be racist. Like I've heard some colored people say they can't be racist. I'm like, what?
I've argued with black people telling me that black people can't be
like people like
can't
your
be
skin
racist.
color.
Yeah, people my skin color and darker. I've argued with a lot of them telling me that black people can't be racist and then they start bringing up slavery, which they're very ignorant about. Like, because of that type of stuff, I started trying to learn a bit more of the history stuff. Just so I'm like, listen, you're wrong. Let me try and speak to you compassionately about it. But like, I've literally seen it in front of me. White people now trying to like be black, or white people not liking their own race because black people are saying that they can't be racist because they're getting made fun of for their skin color. Like, who does he think? Does he think he's black? So what is he supposed to be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they'll make fun of him for being white, so then he'll try to act black, and then that's a whole nother conversation. How do you act black and how do you act white? But
that's
he'll
beyond
he'll
my
try and
intelligence.
act black, and then they'll be like, "Is this dude trying to act black?" And then if you say the word "trying to act black," or if you say that statement, then they'll say, "Hey, how do you act black? How did you define that the white guy was acting black?" I just think it's they contradict themselves a lot of times. But it's mainly far left people that believe this. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It just annoys me when people are so like harsh and cruel to another set of people and they're still contradicting themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think Charlie Kirk said it. Like, reverse racism is still racism. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think that's why you should love everyone, guys.
Yeah, have the love of Christ for everyone.
And then, did I answer the question yet? No, right?
No,
I mean,
you just said.
what do
that
I
you
think
don't
about cancel
You
culture?
just said that you don't say that word.
What do you think about cancel culture? Guys.
Yeah, what do you think about cancel culture?
I mean, I guess to an extent, like, obviously, like Kenneth said, yeah, it's okay. Like, obviously, you don't want pedos freaking rolling around.
Or
I
other things, people that are actually doing wickedness.
Yeah, like Kenneth said, like, pedos. I mean, there's just so much wickedness. Like, obviously, they deserve to be canceled, but I think people are just so focused on like the derogatory terms and like.
So you think like furries should get like executed, David?
Publicly?
I don't think so.
Furries.
I don't think anybody deserves death.
Don't look at me. Look at the camera.
I'm just serious. I don't think somebody like that deserves death, bro. It's just that serious, God wouldn't want me to kill anybody over them being a furry. You know what I mean? Do you think they deserve death?
No.
Out of my
Kinda.
own human
I'm
heart,
just kidding.
there are things that I believe that
Obviously, 100%.
that should be 100% put to death. But me
100%,
having the love of Christ,
100%.
that should be put to death. No, very, very like.
Well, what if? I have a question.
Yeah.
What if it were to be your daughter?
100%. As much as it would hurt, again, I try and have the love of Christ. Like, even it's almost impossible for me to even think that way now. When like judging someone, saying, "Oh, they should be put to death for this," like it's hard. In my heart, I'm like, no, like give them a chance. I always have that attitude towards everything. But I think if it wasn't for the love of Christ, yeah, that'd be the only way for it to be righteous, regardless if it's my daughter or it's anyone else that I love.
Okay, going according to your belief.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like Jamie is in the interview right now.
Yeah.
Going according to your belief, what would happen if, like I said, it were to be your daughter, but going according to the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't the Bible say that, basically like this people should be put to death.
Yeah.
But how does that correlate with you saying that the love of Christ that is in you compels you to not to do it?
I think it still, whether you're like, how do you say, you're serving justice, right, by doing it, but I think you have to be careful of your heart, because like as the word says, that everything flows from it. And I believe that all changed when Jesus died on the cross. Because now you can't look at it as before. Before Jesus died, you could say, this guy's a murderer, kill that guy. I haven't murdered no one. He has, go kill that guy. After Jesus died on the cross, that no longer gets you a little medal, that no longer gets you shiny starry eyes in front of God. Whatever you do, donate to 1,000 homeless people, or never say a curse word in your life, never do anything, that no longer gets you a shiny little medal. So I think it's very ignorant to say this guy deserves death because I've never done this. Yeah, that guy does deserve death, but not because you've never done it.
I agree. I seen somebody just today said, I forgot who it was, I seen it somewhere on social media. They said, Jesus told you to love and care for other people. The Holy Spirit kind of convicts you, and Father is the judge.
Yeah.
And I think it said something along the lines of, you weren't told to do all three. You were just told to love and care for other people.
Yeah.
So I think that was also very kind of like adds on to what you were saying.
Yeah.
We weren't told to be judges or to convict other people. We were just told to love and care for each other.
Not to completely misguide, but there are parts mentioned where you should judge righteously. You know what I mean?
What?
Like if I
with
saw,
a loving what?
With a loving heart, obviously. Like if I saw you doing something incorrect, I'm not just gonna shut up about it because I don't want to judge you.
Exactly, but it's not completely wrong because you're
That's having
judging
love
them
towards
with
Christ.
love and
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
You could tell like somebody loves you because they're on your tail about something.
Yeah.
Like if I'm constantly like you're constantly on me about things, I'm like, okay, he genuinely cares. But at the time, I'm like, dude, this guy's annoying.
Yeah.
Kind of like with your parents, you should obey your parents, like the word says. If they're constantly on you or just strict, it's for a reason. They love you, they care for you.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
And talking about parents, what do you guys think about honoring your father and your mother? Because I know a lot of people who don't have great relationship with their parents, and they're trying to get closer to God, and they struggle with that. Honor your father and your mother, like my dad's horrible or my mom's horrible. What do you think about that?
You actually changed my mind, in my opinion, because I used to think like it's like not that I have this experience, like I have great parents, but I think like let's say hypothetically you had a bad relationship with your parents. I think if at any moment you wanted to do like bring something good to them or like help them in any type of way, I'd almost tell you like, no, you shouldn't do that. Why should you do that if your dad hates you, blah 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 blah. But I mean, you do say it like what was it what the Bible said?
To honor your father and your mother.
Yeah, your days will be.
But there's something.
Oh yeah, it's the only. It's actually the only commandment
with the promise, right?
It's the only commandment with a promise.
Can you say it? Can you say the full thing?
Honor your father and your mother, and you have like a lengthy life, or your days will be lengthened.
What does it say, Jamie?
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter what it says. You just get the
it doesn't matter, but that's what it says.
Sorry, it doesn't matter exactly what it says. You guys understand the premise. I apologize for saying that. You guys understand the premise. So I think 100%, regardless of the relationship that you've had with your parents in the past, I think you should do your best as a person to try and fix that relationship.
Yeah.
Even if it's unfixable, you should show them the love of Christ, and maybe if they didn't know you, if they don't know you with Christ, at least they'll get to see what God has really done in your life. You know what I mean? So actually, one of my other friends, Jason, he was telling me how much, like, one of his friends that isn't Christian, this is an example, told him, wow, like I see so much of Jesus in you, and I think we should all strive for people to see that.
Yeah.
And that impacted him like in a very like it impacted him a lot, and I could just tell by the way he was telling me. And I think that you should, show that to your parents, even if you have a bad relationship with them. You should still strive to show them that you have the love of Christ within you. So regardless of your relationship, you should probably you should definitely honor your parents. Yeah,
I agree. I think especially nowadays, a lot of young men and women are growing up without a mother or especially like a father figure nowadays, and I feel like that's where almost let's just say apart from what the scripture says, you know, you see a lot of kind of like kids just not being innocent, or just a lot of things because they don't have a 2-parent household. I think a 2-parent household is one of the most important things in life, you know, and bless those parents who are trying to be both. You know, I think we know a couple parents that have done both, and they've done an amazing job. But I think having both parents are there, and we have I think we know a couple people that have either don't have such great relationships with either parent or both parents as great as we do. And I agree with David. Like, there was this point where I was like, yeah, dude, like, how is your parent gonna act like that with you? And then again, like, the word touched me to where, like you said, it's the only commandment with a promise, you know, that no matter what, you never repay evil with evil. You know, you love and care for them, you honor them in whichever way it may be. And I think it's very hard. I understand it's very hard, but you know.
Yeah, the word.
It's just
it doesn't say, because God is, people, when you start reading the word more, reading the Bible more, you realize this. But God is very specific. God is very specific, and it doesn't say if you have a good father, honor him. It doesn't say if you have a father that gives you a good household, honor him. It doesn't say if you have a mother that cooks for you every day, honor her. It says honor your father and your mother, and your days will be lengthened. And I've seen people who don't have the greatest parents, and they honor their father and mother, and they have one of the most blessed lives you could think of.
It's just like, I was thinking about this today, actually. I was having this talk with my coworker, and we were talking about, like, you know, like, how you have to be, I guess, like, a good person regardless of whoever is on the other end, right? And it's like, bro, like, would you rather do, like, evil in a world full of evil, or would you rather do just good on top of, you know, evil? Even if you have to receive evil, you know, always do good. I mean, God is always gonna bless you for just being a better person.
I know I'm a lot on social media. I seen a TikTok of I think it was a Christian debating a Muslim, and the Muslim said, "If I slap you on the cheek right now, are you gonna give me the other cheek?" And he said, I was surprised because the Christian said, "I'd expect you not to do that," and he was like, "No, because if I slap you right now, are you going to turn your other cheek to me?" He said, "I'd expect you to not do that." And in my mind, I said, shouldn't he say, yes, like, I'll give you my other cheek? Because the word says, if you slap the left cheek, I will turn my right and give it to you as well. But I wanted to ask you about that. Was God saying that metaphorically, or was he saying it literally? So if somebody, I think I was conflicted with that, because I was like, is he saying that metaphorically, to where you don't repay an insult with an insult, you know? Or is he saying that literally, like, if somebody hits you, you're gonna...
I think both.
I think definitely both. Just like a perfect analogy, like, bro, if Jamie's being super mean to me, like, what am I gonna do? Be super mean back, or
okay,
super
but
nice
what
back?
if Jamie hits you?
That's something that I think...
At what point do you self-defense?
You have to use your discernment, because whatever you do in that situation, don't think about what other people are going to say. God knows your heart. God knows if you were truly
trying to
defend yourself. Like, let's say if you're just a very good fighter, you've been in your classes or whatnot, and you have a very good defense, and someone tries to slap you, and because you're good at it, you swing away and you hit them so they stop attacking you, right? God knows your heart. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think if your true intentions were just to, like, eliminate the threat, I think God knows that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's... Bro, man, you're really good at wording things.
Wow, exactly. So wise.
That's exactly what I was trying to tell Kenneth. I just didn't know how to talk.
Yeah, bro, just don't do that. Isael, you tell him.
What? Oh, what?
Like David, that's how he was.
Huh? Oh, just don't do that. Don't do it.
You know, because I was just thinking, this is really awkward. Right. Let me not make it so awkward. Basically, I was trying to imitate David in that moment. You know, him kind of just using you. He was like, man, Isael, you said it.
Oh,
he said what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
He took the words right out of my mouth.
You genuinely took the words out of my mouth. Wow, man. That was really good.
But yeah.
No, 100%.
I think,
wrapping back to Christ, how you said that I brought you guys to Christ. All glory be to God, you know, like, I thank God 100% for that. But, like, I've actually never told you guys this, but, like, there'd be times where I knew you guys weren't following Christ, like 100%. And I started, because I was raised in the church, and I knew, you know, the laws, because that's what a lot of people know when they hear Christianity, they hear God. I knew the laws, I knew what's right from wrong, but I didn't have a true, like, a further relationship with God, you know, because I grew up in the church, but I was still doing bad things. I was still going out and doing bad things, being in places I shouldn't be, talking to people I shouldn't talk to, having thoughts I shouldn't have. And just, you know, a regular life is basically like your average everyday person, just knowing a bit more of what's right from wrong. But when I truly started to get that, like, man, I need to have a relationship with God, you know, I started getting closer. I almost got very, very upset and sad, because I've seen it happen to other people, and it's happened to me, where I'm like, God, like, you know, I take away these people or these things that you don't want in my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it started, like, you know, it happened in my life, and I'd see it happen in other people's life, and I would generally get so upset. Like, it sounds so like you know, like corny and emotional, but I would think about you too, like, when praying that, and I would sometimes just sit in my car. I drive a lot and think, and I would say that to God, so God knows, like, my heart is truly surrendered to you, because I love these guys, like, more than they could ever, like, comprehend. And I'm telling you that if you don't want them in my life, like, take them away from my life. And I would get upset literally just thinking about that and praying over that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that was actually one of my hardest prayers, you know?
Yeah.
When I first heard about that, like, kind of like, okay, God, if this isn't from you, take it away, right?
Yeah.
And it was very hard. And then I recently seen, I kind of mostly seen it, then read it. The story of Abraham with his son Isaac, right? How he waited so many years and
to have a son,
and then what told him to go up into
God told him to sacrifice him for him.
God told him to sacrifice him, and then that honestly, like, kind of gave me peace. But, like, there's moments and times where I was, like, you know, not being involved around the right people, or having too much emotional connection with somebody that I probably shouldn't have had at the time.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to make that prayer, because I was kind of, like, bouncing in between the line of, you know, of right and wrong. And that was one of the hardest prayers, but I feel like God just made that so almost easy for me. Like, I feel like he warned me so many times.
Yeah, I think.
And then there was a certain point where he was like, bruh, like, I'm gonna just do it. And then he did it. And then it was very hard in the beginning. But it ended up working out perfectly.
Yeah, I think
God is so perfect and so
you have
faithful.
to be careful with that as well, because sometimes you can pray that God will be trying to take it out of your life, and you'll still be fighting against it.
Yeah, without realizing.
You're like, God, if this isn't for me or whatnot, or whatever it may be, take it away from me. But then you're still, like, clinging on to it. You know what I mean? So you have to be very careful. Yeah.
So, I think kind of like to wrap things up. We really talked a lot about, like, our faith. Yeah, I'm really happy that this episode.
I think we got our thumbnail now.
I think it made it better. Honestly, I was almost worried that we didn't have a guest, and then we prayed, and then I felt at peace. You know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we had a guest, but just it wouldn't come out in time.
Yeah, it wouldn't come out in time. Our guest episode should be out in 2 weeks. Saturday. This Saturday. People aren't going to know.
Yeah, they're not going to know that.
This is going to be the next
drops,
episode. 2 weeks from now is going to be this episode is really good. It's going to be in
2 weeks from now.
We're going to have our guest back.
2 weeks from now, from the moment you're watching this, it's going to be a crazy episode. Please watch it.
Yeah.
Watch this one too.
You guys will know when it comes out.
So,
It's a good
what
episode.
should people take away from this episode? Especially the youth.
I think they should find and, like, relate with us. Just feel that they're not alone. They're not alone. Whatever situation, even things that we didn't mention that they think that we haven't gone through or don't go through. Biggest piece of advice: people your age have probably gone through more than 65%. That's such an exact number. More than 65% of what you've gone through, but you feel so alone because no one talks about it. So I want you to feel very connected and almost just feel more at peace with whatever you're going through because of what we've said today.
Yeah, and I feel like, so I know we're wrapping things up, but we're very, like, to be 19, I feel like we have I feel like God's given us some wisdom. Like David says, we're very mature for our age.
Very mature for our age.
Yeah, and it's not even like we're mature. I think we just kind of are trying to strengthen our relationship with God, and I feel like God's given us all this. So it's not like
for that.
or like the most mature guys, and we just we're all this. We prayed for this, and I feel like very grateful.
No, I definitely
for-
agree. And then to touch base one more time, I just want you guys to really like take away what we said, and I really want people to just really try to do like I just want us all to just try to be better. Just cause like I feel like this really got my heart. Just like do good in a world full of evil. Like when everything,
Yeah.
like when it's so promising, it's so easy to do evil. Like just try to do good.
Like
Mhm.
just we to add on to what David was saying, we should try and do good and be positive people and subscribe to people's channels after watching the video.
Absolutely, wow, man.
And not
Especially
just
the
be a
reels,
bystander
TikToks,
and
and
watch it. Stop hating.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, that was on point.
That was not planned.
No.
Yeah.
But,
Alright.
But
thank
awesome.
you guys
Thank you
for
guys.
watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Have a
and
blessed
we'll
one.
Have a blessed one. See you
See
in
you
2
guys
weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Peace. Let's go, baby.